Hello, and in this video, I want to discuss that the pastors today, they really don't believe that Jesus Christ will return again. And I'm going to prove it to you. I remember, I think it was just after lockdown, and I was purchasing a second-hand or used car. And I went to this car dealer. Just give me 2 seconds. I was just letting my cat in. I didn't want to leave her outside because she's a rescued cat, so she has abandonment issues. So I had to make sure I call her in quite quickly. Unlike the other cats, Anyway, yeah. I remember I think it was just after lockdown, and I was purchasing a used or second-hand car from this place. And this guy never even knew me at all. But for some unknown reason, he felt that he could trust me. And he gave me the keys to his car place and says, look, I have to rush because I think his wife was involved in some collision. Left me with his keys, office keys to all the cars. Never even seen him in my life, but he felt like he could trust me, right, and look after his things. And he was away for a long time. So I thought to myself, maybe I'd have to lock everything up, and then obviously take the keys with me, right, and give him a ring and say, look, I have to go, but here are your keys. But he came in time. And I said to him, how come, you trusted me and you don't even know me? To which he replied, oh, I've seen you around, on my car. I've got singing lessons. Still, these days, it doesn't mean you can trust someone just because they got singing lessons or plumbers or building. Not these days. You can't trust anyone. But he felt like he could trust me, and he was right. But what's interesting is the parable, Jesus' parable that I like. When Jesus wants to find out who he can trust. Traditionally, the parable of the talents has been seen as an exhortation to Jesus' disciples to use their God-given gifts in the service of God and to take risks for the sake of the kingdom of God. These gifts have been to include personal abilities. Okay, so this is the talents of the parable in Matthew 25. And Jesus goes into, where one it wasted the talents, wasted it, and as a result, God was angry, and or the landlord was angry, or the king, you wasted your talents, and I will throw you out with gnashing of teeth. Okay, but it was a symbol. It was a symbol. Let me get to my point. 2,000 years later, and there's no Jesus. 2,000 years later, the world has become immoral. There's no miracles in churches. There's no pastor who fears God. They're all having adultery. They're all cheating. They're all doing I can't say all. A lot of them are doing child molestation. Right? A lot of them are prosperity preachers. They abuse the Bible. Now tell me, if they really believed that Jesus Christ was going to return, if they really believed that Jesus Christ was going to come back, there was going to be a second coming, would they have behaved in this scandalous way? You ask yourself, when you're paying your tithes, if your pastor really believed that Jesus was coming back, how is it they love money and worship money? Why do they have an obsession with wealth? All Jesus Christ's disciples all died a martyr's death. Every single one of them. What kind of gospel then are these pastors preaching to you? How is it they can't even produce one miracle? This means, please, I hope you're still with me. If someone tells you look after their house and that person don't come back for a long time, you're going to start to change things. You're going to start to play up and all that. You're going to party. It's like children. You know, the parents go out and say, behave yourself, behave. But the kids are saying, you know, something. The parents are gone now and they've been gone ages. Let's have a party. Let's get the place messy and turn it into chaos because our parents are not coming back. And it's almost like timeless. They start having booze and sex craziness because they don't believe their parents are returning. And they certainly don't believe there's any punishment for their behavior. The pastors are the way they are today, from scandal, affairs, child molestation, adultery, sex, filth, love of money, because they don't believe in Jesus Christ. They don't believe he's going to come back again. It's impossible, or their behavior wouldn't be so scandalous. The pastors, the early church leaders were never like this. What has gone wrong with the church? Something does not make sense. The Seventh-day Adventists, with all their law abiding, they too don't believe that Jesus Christ is coming back. And I'll tell you why. Would you commit or have a hospital packed with abortion practices if you really believed that Jesus was watching you, killing one baby after the other, trying to justify it medically? You're killing a life and you're saying Jesus is watching you. You're saying Jesus is going to make a second coming. If you really believed it, you wouldn't be killing babies. The Seventh-day Adventists, like most churches, are big business. You know how you can tell people hate the truth? Look at my channel. I'm lucky if I got 50 subscribers. I'm lucky. No one wants to know the truth. Preaching Christ will wear you out. Nobody wants it. The church don't want it. The church don't believe in the power of God. If they did, it wouldn't be so sexually immoral. If it did, they wouldn't be embracing everything that is filthy and unholy. They don't believe God is coming back. They don't believe Christ is coming back. They don't believe in the advent of Jesus. And the proof is in their behavior. You can see it in their behavior and the way they are. Your pastors, your fake prophets don't believe that Jesus Christ is coming back. And I don't think you do either. And that's the reason why you support them. Otherwise, you would worship God at home. I'm going to do another video to prove the end of the world. A lot of people saying, oh, the world will continue. I'm going to do another video and I'm going to prove that it won't continue and that there has to be a second coming. I'm going to prove it to you. But in this video, what I want to argue, pastors, they got away with murder. They got away, the only punishment they got is for man, right? They got away with child abuse. They got away with corruption, with spiritual abuse. They don't really believe that Jesus is coming back. You wouldn't commit a crime in front of a policeman. You wouldn't commit a crime in front of a judge. but they commit a crime in front of God. Really? No. They commit a crime because they don't even believe that God exists. They don't even believe that Jesus is coming again, and they're crooking you from your money. They're deceiving you. Like a churches that practice abortion, like SDA, Seventh-day Adventists, they've got abortion clinics. Churches are obsessed with money, and they'll re-baptize you into their club. You're already baptized, but no, come to our club, we will re-baptize you again. The whole system is a con. The whole system. They don't really believe that Jesus is coming back. They don't. Look at their behavior.